Welcome to Two Blonde Bimbos. Ooh, that was like sultry.
Whoa. The best vocalizations from us so far.
So it's 2022. I almost said 2021. This is our first episode in 2022. Very excited.
Hell yeah.
We are here. It's currently cold where I'm at. I don't know about Dallas. Is it warm?
You know, it's not my fave temperature. It's kind of in that murky 50s, 40s kind of zone.
Okay. So it's a little chillier there right now.
Yeah.
I heard it snowed there the other day.
We had some flurries, yeah. And it was exciting, but also I'm not a fan of the snow out here. I love the snow, like that powder snow that happens elsewhere in the country, but we get like
it's like
snow.
different. Yeah, it's different. It's been so cold. Like literally the snowstorm came through the other day and it was like a -2 at one point. And I was
no.
Wow. And then it said with the wind, it was like -25. And I was like, is this real? Like, are we okay? Is everyone okay here? But it is interesting when you live in a place that's prepared. It's so different because you just have your everyone just still goes out. Like it's a normal thing, which is kind of cool. But I'm learning to bundle up more when I go outside.
May the Lord protect your nipples.
Oh my God, it's so cold. Freezing.
No, I think that I'm ready for the spring to start. I love spring smells.
Me too.
I love the vibe of spring. I love like having a little smoothie and walking through some flowers.
Sorry, I left my phone on, turning it off. What a bad podcast host I am. Goodbye.
Maybe it's just somebody calling in to talk about spring with us.
My birthday is like the first day of spring, so I definitely love spring.
Yeah, it's your season, baby.
It's my season. I'm ready. But I'm also really enjoying the snow. I'm embracing the winter, which is really nice because everyone was like going from LA to here. They're like, are you adjusting okay? But I really like it. So it's been nice.
I saw you guys get those sleds. If you were to tell our listeners, what do you look for in a sled? What makes a good sledding
So the
day?
saucer ones are really good. They go fast. I do personally want one of those like red flyers just for aesthetic reasons. Because we take photos for a living and I think it'd be cute to have like a little like wooden sled. But I think the saucer ones go super fast. And I spent 2.5 hours in the snow, which I never thought I would ever do. I hiked up and down. It was like cardio. I was just hiking up and down the fucking hills, sledding for fucking 2.5 hours. And it was the most fun I've had in so long.
Oh, dude, that does sound fun. Honestly, I could get down with that type of cold weather. Like doing the outdoor sporty things. Like that's always fun. Then you come in for the hot cocoa, the hot soup.
Oh God, yes. I did have soup literally after that.
What's your favorite soup?
So I had posted about it and people were like, oh my gosh, if you've never had that, I have found it in my store. It's called African peanut soup.
Ooh.
Have you had this?
I've never heard of it.
I had it for the first time and it has like pureed like potatoes and carrots and it has like maple syrup in it. And it's like, okay, it kind of looks like a peanut sauce, but it's like a soup and it's a little creamier and I like dipped bread in it and it's very good.
That sounds like kind of an umami sort of sensation.
It's really, really good. And people were like saying like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite soup. It's so underrated. I had never heard of it.
Yum. That sounds great. I'm going to have to look that up.
Do you have any plans yet of where you want to go for your honeymoon? I just thought about that. I really wanted to ask you.
Yes. I mean, we're starting to talk things out. And I think that we're probably going to I think we're leaning towards Hawaii, like resort.
Oh, cool.
I think the one thing we are learning about ourselves is that Houston and I are so like, let's just play it like slow. It's the Panera still. We don't want to go. At first we were like out of the country here and there. And I was just like, you know what? Let's just be chill.
Well, the thing is, there was a girl at my pottery class that showed up and she said she literally got back, I think, from Mexico the night before and she was stuck in Mexico because she showed up but didn't have COVID, whatever. And she went to go get a COVID test before she like left to come back in the US and she had COVID. And so they like put her in a hotel and she had to like sit in a hotel for several days.
Jesus Christ.
And she said it was like
awful.
The worst.
I mean, did she get cable?
Yeah, seriously. Oh, she said it was like awful, and she just like came back and was just like obviously tested negative now. But it was interesting because I forget like if you're outside the country, it's kind of like an iffy situation.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely a deterrent for us. And the way I see it is like this is not our only opportunity to
Of
travel in our
course.
lifetime. So like I just want to choose something that's like a nice like cameras off, phone off,
Well, I
2
can
weeks. I
tell
mean,
you
I
all
might
the
even
spots in Hawaii. Let me tell you.
yes, please.
Can give you all the details. It's like we talk about it a lot and we miss it. And we want to go see our friends again, and that's like one of those places that will forever have my heart. It's one of the greatest places I've ever been in my life.
Well, then I would love at least a PDF of all the restaurants
The
because I
food, oh
know
my
that
god,
you guys like to eat like we
the
do.
food is ridiculous there. There is such amazing food, and you know it's interesting. People assume like because it's an island, you're gonna have like you do have some less resources, but the local people that live there and like grow their own stuff and like plants and just the fruit tastes better there. Like when you go to these little local hole in the wall places, like I ate a lot of vegan stuff there, and there's a lot of vegan restaurants that are so fucking good, like unbelievably good, that those are the things I miss the most.
I think I will do lots of fish, lots of
Oh my
fruits.
god, you have to go to the North Shore taco truck. Shrimp
Oh, you
tacos.
yum, 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 yum.
So good. I'm
I
excited
will.
if you go to Hawaii. That's again, it's like a great place to go.
Yeah, I think that's like to me, I also associate that place as like it's the honeymoon spot. I feel like it's very classic,
Yeah.
old school. My parents went for their
Oh,
honeymoon in
that's cute.
Hawaii. Yeah, they have like a cute little like um retro like heart-shaped frame of them on their
Oh my
honeymoon.
god, I love
And my
that.
mom is in like a Baywatch style suit. Like it's
Oh,
like
hey.
bright red.
Are you a
And I
water
was
like do you
like,
like to get in the water? Are you a water
"Oh, I
person?
do. I'm a
Okay.
freak. I love the Pacific Ocean. I would go in the waters in Los Angeles like in my clothes. Like I was a freak. I think that I glean spiritual connectivity to the world
Oh,
via dips
100%.
in natural bodies of water. Yeah, like I feel like it's a spiritual
No, it is.
reset.
And
I
in
get some
Hawaii, water and the moon is a very spiritual thing. And when we lived there, we had a lot of friends that were born there and some that were transplants. And I remember one night I hosted a party in my backyard and we all were drinking and having a great time. And then we were like, let's go to the beach. And it was like right down the street. So we were like, hop in the car and we all get butt ass naked and it's a full moon. So we're having like this full moon fucking naked ritual. And it was funny because I didn't know people were going to get naked. And all of a sudden, our really good guy friend, his like dick was out. And I was like, wow, so we're getting fucking like naked right now. And we all get in the water. And then I find out one girl was like, oh yeah, by the way, I like took acid and so now I'm gonna be tripping in the water. And I was like, wait, I did not know that was this party happening. So me and Charlie are sitting there, we're like buzzed, we had been drinking all and we're dying laughing because like two of the girls are on acid, they're in the fucking ocean, they're just like doing these like things around the moon. And then our other guy friend's drunk with his dick out. And it was like honestly the most spiritual, like amazing moment. I will never forget it. It was so good.
I'm just sad that girl didn't share her acid. Like that's not good. That's not good party attitude.
It was
Come
I
on,
had
mama.
no idea. She was like, "Oh yeah, I was like, "Whoa, bro. Okay. We are going under the moon. We are having a moment." And what's interesting about Hawaii is at night, I never realized until that moment because there's not a lot of light pollution. And so the moon is so
Mm,
bright, but the water at night, because people aren't in it, there's no tourists kicking up the sand. The water is stunning at night. Like it's crystal
wow.
clear. So you just like feel like you do want to be naked. You want to just be out there, like chilling.
I would love to find a sweet situation that has like a little private
Mm,
beachy area because
hmm
I want to be naked. I want to be naked,
I
naked,
will say
naked.
being naked in Hawaii is a very tip. I mean, it's a thing there. Like I feel like a lot of people I know, you just don't wear a lot of clothes there. I didn't wear a lot of clothes there. I used to take naked photos on the side of the road all the time.
Oh, amazing.
Like it was just
Amazing.
kind
I mean,
of.
I'm trying to I'm trying to also smash outside. Like I'm trying to smash outside
There's
because I know
plenty of places
Vacation
for that.
Houston's gonna be ready to go.
It's just
Do we
crazy
need
because
Vacation Houston merch?
yeah, honestly, he does need a T-shirt made for your honeymoon. He needs a T-shirt that says "Vacation Houston is here." Like
It
that's
should have a
perfect.
little the devil emoji with the little smile, the little purple devil with the smile.
I'm crying. That's
So
so
cute.
funny. Have either of you guys been to Hawaii before?
Never.
Oh, so first timers. This will be so cool. Well, I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about, since it's the new year, I don't really do a lot of resolutions. I find that word weird. I don't know about you, but that's just I feel like resolution is a weird word for me. Um, I do a lot of like goal setting. And so
Mm.
I wanted to see what your goals in 2022 are.
I think that for me, I see it as like a restart. Usually you won't see me like pulling anything out of thin air being like, I need to do this. I one of my biggest goals was that every day I want to make space for my mental health
Mm,
outside of the realm of just medication or just, you know what I mean? Like those
yeah.
basic things. I want to go above and beyond. And I think that there's like things that you think, oh, I'm square with just therapy,
Yeah.
just medication. And I did not used to make space for it in like daily habits. And I feel like I've really put an emphasis on that since November, December, probably right after my wedding. Cause I was
Yeah.
like, I've been in a bad place with wedding planning and I'm never going back to that like chaotic state.
Yeah.
So now it's sort of like before bed I'll want to do my chores, I want to clean up the house, so I'll be happy in the morning and won't wake
Yeah.
up to like hell. Now I want to make sure I get quiet time, make sure I get alone time because me, like you, I work with my partner. I see my partner like all damn day. And I,
Yeah.
I think I underestimate what privacy, like a little bit of alone time, can do for our relationship
Mm-hmm.
in general. So adding little self-aware habits every day outside of just merely therapy and medication for my mental health is
Makes a
my
big difference.
yes, yes, yes,
I'm
yes, it
very big
does.
on like alone time. Or just like, okay, so this year my goals are to, one of them was like to really hone in on hobbies that I've wanted to do, such as my pottery class that I'm doing. That's also kind of private time for me as well, because I'm not,
Mm,
with my husband, I'm just by myself. And to really like enjoy like my surroundings a lot more and not just always think of everything as work. I have a tendency to always be working or thinking like if I'm somewhere, oh, I can be doing this and let me multitask. I can do 100 things at once. Um, and I mean, I say this every year, but I'm a risk taker, so I'm going to continue to take risks because I'm fucking crazy like that. I like to take
yeah.
really ballsy risks. So, there's a lot of things that I'll be trying this year that are scary as hell, but um, I just really have the mentality that I believe in myself, so I'm trying to just continue that, but I'm really happy that I'm, like, doing hobbies or, like, getting like, going back to the gym. I was working out at home, but when you're at home all day, it's, like, it can be very daunting, like, it's just heavy, like, you're just at home and you're like, "What the fuck?" So, like, going to the gym has been so nice to, like, actually go to an actual gym with, like, weights and be around
Mm,
people. Again, with the pandemic, like, we've all been really, really isolated. So
yeah.
it's kind of nice to like kind of get my fillers back out there and like go to restaurants and enjoy things. There's something really cool coming here that I am so excited about. I had no idea. Um, it's called the Ice Castles. They have them in Utah and they have them here and they have them in New Hampshire. They only have them in a few places in the country. And the reason I know about it is there's influencers in Utah who shot beautiful pictures at these ice castles. And I found out it's literally 20 minutes down the road from us when they're opening up. So like
Oh,
I'm really been enjoying like being present in my town. Um every time I've moved, I've always like really submersed myself in my environments. Like I really try and go full force and like meet people and see things. And I feel like lately here I just feel very connected with a lot of people. I met a girl that just moved here from LA too, from literally 10 minutes down the road from where I lived. It was very
oh my God.
interesting.
Kismet.
She's a sourdough bread. Her husband's a sourdough bread baker, and they are opening up sourdough bread company here. And I've actually tried their bread before, and it's fucking phenomenal. So
Oh
there's like
damn.
this weird, like I keep meeting like weird connections happening here. So I'm really excited. I really think that the energy here is insanely like beautiful, and I think people have like this hospitality that I've never seen. And
Cool.
everyone wants to help everyone here. It's not like fend for yourself. And I think a
That's
lot of cities
beautiful.
I've lived in, I kind of feel like I fend for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been nice to have like a community. So I'm trying to like embrace that and actually maybe not always be on my phone and be present with people. Because that's really hard for me. So those are like my goals. We'll see. I'm excited for this year. I think there's going to be a lot of cool things happening. It's just so wild because I like cannot believe I moved here like only 2.5 months ago. I still can't
Yeah.
believe it.
But you're a local already.
I'm a local. Everyone's like
What do you
messaging. What were you gonna say?
what do you no, I want to hear what you're saying because like what I'm about to ask you will get us on a whole nother tangent. But go
They,
on.
I've there's people who follow me from these areas, which is so cool. But it was funny because people were messaging me, telling me places to try, and I was like, I've already tried, and they're like, holy shit! It took me like 5 years to try these places, and you've tried like everything. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna live here. I have to like know the like land, know the restaurants, like really just be here. So it was funny because people were just so surprised with how many like things I've already tried.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's amazing.
what were
Well,
you
I
gonna
think
say?
because you're coming at it with like a tourist mentality, you know,
Yeah.
when you enter in, and I'm much the same way. I feel like I've been open to having a tourist mentality in my hometown
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know why, but like I thought, you know, there's so many people in social media that are moving to Dallas right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I started watching their vlogs and I was like, they do things and hang out at places that I've never like visited before. And all these places they're so excited by. Maybe I
Yeah.
should try them out too. So I've been doing that lately and it's really made me like joyful to be living in the current space than I am as opposed to kind of constantly thinking of what's
Yeah.
next, what's
Yeah.
next, what's next. But what I was going to ask you about was what's the experience like with pottery for you? What's your is it a spiritual thing with you? Is it artistic? Can you check out? Like what are the
Okay,
benefits that
so
you're
we actually like
experiencing?
did a whole sit down thing when we first all like introduced to the group of people that were going to be taking the course. Also I found out people move from across the country to go to this clay center. It's actually like very sought after. I had no idea. It's an amazing clay center. Like the woman who created this is fucking genius. But I years ago when I lived in Austin, I had signed up but then had to cancel. I just had this like calling that like I would really love pottery. Like I like the fact that you use your hands and you can like sculpt something. And I just had this like feeling that I would love it. And then I took a couple just like random classes recently and that's when I decided. But I feel like it's the most therapeutic thing for me. I don't have a phone on me. I don't have any outside noise. It's just like we're listening to music, we're in our own zone, like we're focusing on creating this thing and really trying to like make it the best thing possible. And so you're putting all your effort in that and your mind only can focus on that. And so I feel like it's like therapy. And a lot of people have said that to me, like it's so therapeutic, but I know that this is not the only course I'm going to take. I'm going to continue it because I find it like pretty it's very also like very rewarding when you try and put all this effort in and then you see the results. It's like a very
Mm,
rewarding thing. So it just like it makes you feel good, I feel. And I like that there's young people in my class, there's old people, there's people that have been doing it forever, there's people that are new, and everyone is so kind and like wants to help each other. They were explaining that the pottery world is just very small and everyone tries to stay connected. But I started watching like pottery videos on like Instagram and TikTok, and it is like so addicting to watch. It is the coolest thing ever. So I have like a rig that I'm going to set up and I'm going to film all my pottery and stuff. So I'm very excited, but it's so therapeutic.
that's sick. That's sick.
I think no, I was just
Have
going to
you
say
made anything that
I
you
think
have?
you might like it, but I don't know if you like doing stuff like that.
You know what? I think that usually I don't like working with my hands, but I think that it's like a sewing thing, like tiny
Mm,
little tiny things.
mhm.
I like the idea that it kind of reminds me of cooking or kneading dough from
Oh,
what I've
yeah.
seen. And I like the fact that you kind of like have like kind of broad strokes and like
Yeah.
you probably just get to see like how much even the tiniest movement of your hands can affect what
That's
you're
what's so
doing.
cool. Yeah, it's true. You do see the tiniest move in, and you're like, oh, that worked or that didn't work or whatever. But yeah, I think it's really rewarding. Is there any hobbies that you're trying to start this year?
You know what? I think I really want to get more into taking portraits again. I
Oh,
really enjoy
cool.
photography before I commodified it as part of my business. But, as you know, I'm oftentimes in front of the camera, not
Mhm.
behind it. And I recently found a bunch of like portraits I took of friends. And there's like one thing, there's something very transactional about meeting up with another influencer and taking their photos. But I think that I really miss taking photos of friends and like you said, like people from our community. And I think that I want to rent out like a photography studio and just do like a like kind of like do like a blast to people I know, like, hey, if you want to come through, like come through. I've
Yeah.
done this before and it is the most fun. You just like play music, you put out snacks. Like if people want to chip in to pay for the price of the room, like if you like that I sent you took pictures today,
Mhm.
like drop a 5 in the jar.
Yeah.
And Houston and I did that, I think, like on New Year's Day to celebrate the new year, I think like years ago. And I think that we ended up just like having like earning money from it to pay for the studio. So it was like no profit, just like
Just
went
for
towards the
fun and
event.
yeah, went to the studio. That's so cool.
Yeah. So, and I really do, I love making people feel beautiful. And I think that, we're so lucky that we always have these high end images of
Mhm.
ourselves. And I think that so many people don't have that opportunity because you have to like pay for it.
Yeah, and also like it is weird because like there's all these TikTok trends and you'll show like a photo or something and like some people have professional photos, but a lot of people I will be honest, like I forget that they don't have someone just like snap like they don't have that on their fingertips. And so I
Yeah.
think people when they do get professional photos taken, it's like such a big moment and it's so like powerful for them and they feel so, beautiful and like inspired that it's really cool to see that.
Yeah. And
That's
that brings me a
neat.
lot of joy. So I definitely want to bring out more just like photographing people I love. So, and bring
That's so
that
cool.
into the
And you're
surface.
and
Yeah.
you're doing and you're doing YouTube more now too.
Obsessed with it. It's so much fun. I think it's a new language to learn. And I like the idea of just living life and spending time with my online community. And what I notice that I really love is I think it's bringing me the most positive people that I interact
Oh,
with
that's
online
amazing.
because they're not expecting a service from me. They just want to chill with
They just
me.
want to watch what you're doing and hang out.
Yeah. So I think that like that's so positive and it definitely makes me think of the early days of when I first got on Insta and I didn't have like paid promotions and stuff like that where I literally it was like Houston would be at work and I would just be like, you guys want to go to Target? Let's go fuck around at Target. And I'm deriving a significant amount of joy from that.
That's so awesome. I think that people in general are just showing their lives a lot differently lately. And I think it's kind of refreshing.
I
Um,
love it.
I think just like more, like we've talked about this before, just like more in the moment, more video content. I
Mm-hmm.
personally love video content. I've really, really been enjoying doing it because again, I think my personality shows through that a lot better. And I like that people are showing that side of them because there's people that I never knew they had these sides, and then I like watch something they make now, and I'm like, oh, like you're funny, or like, oh, you have this
Yeah.
sassy personality. Like I didn't realize that because when you're in a still photo, it's sometimes hard to like really get to know someone through that all the time. So I
Is
really
there
like that.
anyone is there anyone that you engage with that you've really enjoyed their like video personality?
Oh, I'm trying to think. I feel like there's this girl that I follow. Her name is Chocolate is My Vice. Maybe she's actually based in Dallas too.
No, no,
She
no.
moved from Austin to Dallas, but she has good fashion content, but she also is very funny. Like I will give it to her. She is very witty and like can come up with the funniest shit ever. And I'm
I'm checking
always
her
here
out.
for people who can like do both, like people who have like killer fashion videos, but then also are just like very funny.
Yes, and I think that there's something about like especially with like jokes or sharing a part of yourself, I think that's like intimate, it's vulnerable, even if it's like just casual, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? And I think that that's I love seeing people like that myself.
I actually get really excited to do styling stuff. So that's why obviously when you do a picture, you style it, but I feel
Yeah.
like it's different when you're showing it on a video.
Yes.
There's something about seeing like a body put on clothes and like see the steps and like see someone put something together versus just like an arty still photo.
Yeah, and I think you want to see how it moves,
Yeah.
and you want to see how it's on someone's body. And I think that there's like I've heard some tips and tricks from the influencers who are just like, maybe you clip it in the back, maybe you do something XYZ in the back to
Yeah.
the apparel. And I think that there's no room for facade
True.
with the video. So it's like
Yeah.
it better fit you.
Yeah.
Better
Better not be like
show me.
clipped in the back. Like what's happening? No, someone actually commented and was like, they actually said those words. They said, I like that I can see your body move. They were
Yeah.
like, and they weren't being weird. They were just saying like, you're actually moving like a human like would. And I can see that. And like, cause again, when you're doing a photo, we're all gonna do our best angle. Like we're all gonna,
Yeah.
but in a video, I think it's more real. So I've been just like enjoying that and trying to like pivot a little more and do fun things like that. But I'm like very interested on how ever like social media is gonna like evolve in the next year. Cause I do feel like there's a lot more people doing like YouTube again.
Yes.
Doing, I mean, obviously TikTok, we always talk about doing TikTok videos. But I definitely see like people doing a lot more YouTube video as well.
It's so fun. I think that I've really been enjoying watching other creators very recently, more so than I have in years, probably before I even took on the job, because sometimes I'll watch content with my business girl brain on and I'll be like, how can I emulate this? And I was just talking to Houston about this recently. And there are a few creators that I completely like zone out, check out, like really just engage with their media as an audience member, as opposed to someone that's like, okay, what are they up to? How can
Yeah.
what's their game?
What
And
are
I think
your
one of
like
those is,
favorite YouTubers? I know you love Remy Ashton, but who do you have?
that's who I was going to bring up. I literally like, I feel so much like I did 10 years ago when I watched her, because I'm just like, oh, my friend made a video and I've never met her. I've never
so
DM'd with her. I've never talked. I'm like, she's back. And I feel like I will always buy things she recommends and I'll cook things that she cooks. And I think that she has such a positive attitude, but not being like, she doesn't gloss over things. She does share instances of frustration. And I really admire how her output continues, how her joy continues, and she can look at things pretty stoically. So I love her.
I love her.
I've been watching a young girl named Kenzie Elizabeth, and she's a Dallas influencer and she's a Dallas vlogger. And I've been watching her because I'm getting cool ideas of like what the cool girls go do.
What the cool
And
girls do.
I think she's fun. I think she's so savvy and smart. And I wish that I had her ambition when I was like 24, which is how old she is. And she's killing it. Like she
That's
owns a
awesome.
house. Like she's a badass.
That's crazy. It's so cool though. Younger people, some of them just really hone in and like know what they're doing and just like build upon it so easily and do it so well. That's really cool to see that, especially in like when you get to be your own boss, and like even though sometimes it has its cons, like to be your own boss at that age is so sick.
Yeah, it really is. And I think that like I wanted to do what I'm doing now when I was like 19, 18. And I think that if you were to look through my old computers, you'd see all these YouTube videos that are like me starting to do a YouTube video and then being like, I can't put this up. And I think that I really just admire the people who go for it, and like you could be making excuses your whole life and then wake up at 40 and been like, you know what? I could have been having a little bit more fun. And 40 is not even that old. You know what I mean?
The thing is that's when you say that, it literally fully gives me anxiety, not in a bad, like just because of the fact that like I live by that. Charlie would say probably to a little bit of an extreme. Like I'm like, just go for everything, Ashlee. Like, and so I have to like pull it back. But I totally agree with you. I think that like my biggest fear is looking back and being like, I should have done that. So I'd rather just like do it and figure it out. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing a lot this year. A lot of things that I'm like literally terrified, but I'm like, I'll figure it out. I will fucking figure it out.
If you could pinpoint what prevented you from doing anything, what would it be? Because I know what my answer is. I'm just curious.
I'm trying to think of things that, well, there are certain things like as a child, I was told to not do a lot of things. So I would rebel and do the opposite of that. So I think that's why I'm such like a just fucking do it person. But if I
Yeah.
do not do something, it's because I have voices from when I was a kid of things that like told me, you know what I mean? Like things that, oh, don't do that or you're going to look stupid or whatever in my head.
Yeah.
And I think that I've gotten better at like being like, I'll hear it in my head, but then I'll just be like, shut the fuck up. I'm not listening to that. But I will say, I think it's things that I was told as a child that trickles into your adulthood that makes you feel like you shouldn't be doing something.
Yeah.
And that's what kids nowadays, they have much less of a fear of like doing something, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But I feel like that's sometimes it comes to bite them in their ass, but sometimes it's like they blow up and they're like fucking just doing something and they're just it's crazy. So I think that it's just those little voices sometimes that when I was a kid, because I was always told like I was, you know, very expressive and loud and like maybe you should shrink back down a little bit or maybe you shouldn't do that or whatever. And also, I mean, we do live in a stage of cancel culture, so that's like a whole thing that plays into it as well. Like
Yeah.
no one wants to be fucking canceled or attacked on the fucking internet. So,
For me, I feel like at the times in my life where I was like, oh, I'm really into YouTube and I think I'd like to try doing YouTuber stuff, or maybe early days of Instagram when I first was learning about like fashion bloggers and stuff like that, because I definitely had this career in my heart, I would say in like 2009, 2010.
yeah.
And I think that I was hanging out with a lot of people that thought that this type of a career, this type of a hobby, because I don't think people even saw this as a career back in the
Yeah, no
day.
they didn't.
I think a lot of people dismissed it as being maybe vapid, maybe childish, maybe embarrassing. I hung out with a lot of like intelligentsia / comedian types. And I think that in that world, everyone's so quick to diminish something that it seems like fake. And I feel like I want to talk to anyone who's listening right now, because if I had to go back and give myself advice, I'd be like, screw these people. Do not listen to them. Like, pursue what you truly find joyful and interesting, because I feel like I've talked to women my own age who are like, I wish I could do what you do, but A, I'm too old.
Yeah.
And then B, and here's what I really think. I don't think you're too old. I actually think we're about to head into a cool, interesting time, because our generation is kind of that first generation of digital creators, and we're getting older, like we're going to be that first generation. I think that's going to be like, I'm a 45-year-old fashion influencer.
I was
I'm
going
a
to say
60.
we're all not stopping. We're all just starting. So like this
So
shit's going to
jump
be
in.
Yeah, this shit's going to be wild. Like I don't have any plan to quit. I mean, I've seen older women that are doing fashion and they're like so inspiring on Instagram.
Yes.
It's so sick. So,
and I think that like there's going to be a new cool demographic, because I really do think that like this space of like 30s and 40s is about to like open up, especially as these OGs kind of like enter into this aging, like this like sphere. You know what I mean? There's even already things like, I love Crizel Lim. Do you know her? She's like Rich Mom on TikTok.
That name sounds very familiar. I feel like I have to know who you're talking about. I'm gonna look this up.
Crizel is like, I feel like I watched her on YouTube years ago, and then seeing her like dominate on TikTok has been thrilling.
Let me see. Wait, what's her TikTok? You said Rich Mom? Sorry, guys.
I think she just goes by Rich Mom like as a bit, because I believe that they call her Rich Mom because they think she looks like the rich mom in
What's her
Parasite.
What's her name? Oh God, that's funny. Oh wait, do I follow this person? Oh yes, I know who this is. Totally.
Crizel. Also, like how could you like be born like being born with a beautiful name like Crizel? Like you better be a fashion blogger. You better
her
be.
stuff is pretty awesome.
And here's the thing too, is like, I think that we're also in this range of like, I don't want to dress like some of the 20-year-olds
Yeah.
on TikTok. So I'm all for seeing someone who can look stylish and fresh, but like still be like, I'm a little more buttoned up than I was when
Yeah,
I
she has
was
amazing style. Like her videos are awesome. I do
stunning. And I
think
think
it'll
I
change.
glean,
I do think older people will start maybe giving it a chance. Hopefully, I think other people will start to inspire them to do that.
yes. There's nothing I would love more than to inspire somebody from my own peer group into starting in this industry,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I
That's
do
really
think that
cool.
like I think that maybe the people that have a lot of ample opportunity to do this might be like a stay-at-home mom, just because,
Yeah.
you can probably start creating content while your kids are maybe at like mom's day out or
Yeah.
like pre-K.
Or even
You know
taking
what
a
I mean?
nap or something, you know what I mean? Something
Because
simple.
it's that's something what I love about YouTube is that like there was one day where I was like, I can't make content today. I have to clean my whole house. And then I was like, I could just film myself cleaning my whole house. And then I get the affirmation of doing that. And literally someone in the comments on that YouTube video was like, raise your hand if you love sped up cleaning videos. And like other people liked it. And I
That's
was like,
amazing.
oh, well, this is so cool. It really is so much freedom because there are days where I find it difficult to like go look cute and go dress up and take a picture of a sick outfit, you know?
I have to toot my own horn because it's 14 degrees out, and I shot 4 outfits within 45 minutes in 14-degree weather today, and I almost died, but I'm alive now.
I hope that doesn't blow out the mic. I'm so sorry for whoever's
No, it
editing,
was
but like you
so
deserve that applause.
It was so I was like, okay, then I was like, oh, maybe I want another one. And then I was like, fuck it, I don't want another photo. Let's just get in the fucking car. It's too fucking cold. Bye. Like I literally was like freezing. I mean, these people who are shooting in the snow, props to you because this shit is wild.
Did you do a dress in the snow? Like a dress moment?
So I will say, I'm gonna hint, there will be an ice castle soiree
Oh.
happening. And I
Oh.
have purchased something specific, and this shit is gonna be fire.
Glamour. Okay.
Fire. I'm so excited.
Okay. I
I'm
I
very
rented a
excited.
studio too this week to shoot some Valentine's content and I'm very excited about it.
Oh, yeah, that's so fun. Yeah, I am planning on doing some fun Valentine's Day. I love doing it. I did it last year. I've done it the year before, and I always like shooting like romantic stuff like that. I think it's fun.
I've never done it. I think it's because it sneaks up on me
It
every
does. It's
year.
like it's like right after the holidays, and you're just like kind of in that weird funk still, and you're like, what the fuck? And next thing you know, it's Valentine's. Next thing you know, it's fucking summer, and you're like, where am I?
I feel like I don't buy the clothes fast enough, and because I'm like, it's not even February. Why do I need this? And it's like because you should probably shoot it before the
For
holiday
yeah.
occurs, like you do with every other holiday. You influencer, like, come on.
That's fun though. I love like all that. There is stuff that does. I will say stuff like for Valentine's Day does sell out kind of quickly because like
It
there's things
does.
I'll want and then I'm like, oh shit, it's already gone.
Yeah, like I would say what's today that we're recording this is the 18th.
Yeah.
And I think everybody this week has been posting Valentine's Day like links.
Yep.
So if you're kind of like on the fence about like it's too early, it's truly not too early. Like because it is gonna be gone.
Yeah. Okay. Before we like end this first episode, I want to say what is a goal
Mm.
you want for two Blonde Bimbos this year?
Oh, okay, this is good.
She claps. Hell yeah.
I think I would love like I think that my goal, and I like to set like attainable goals. I would like us to hit 10 guests this year.
I think that's attainable.
10 guests. Yeah.
Oh my God, 10. Okay, you guys heard it here, 10. My goal would be to like definitely have people on, obviously, because we've talked about this.
I
And
just
I
went from
think
0 to
that it would
60.
just be like pull in different people that maybe don't know our guests or don't know us and like have this like really cool connection of people through like different types of like niches. I just
Mm.
really like that. Like, there are people who literally don't know us and won't know our guests, and that's so wild. But those people have such a following in their niche, and then now you have all these other people coming in. I think that's really fucking cool.
I love that. Yeah, I'd love to broaden our horizons and interact with people definitely outside of like my own niche. I mean, I do like interacting with women, female influencers, fashion content influencers for sure, but oftentimes, and you probably not so much because you're more in a different size range, but I definitely feel like the conversations people expect from me are all revolving around plus size bodies. And frankly, I'm tired of it. I see myself as like so much more than one particular label. And I think that I'd love to use this podcast as a place to explore.
Yeah, same. I think that's very important. Well, I also want to, before we sign off, I want to tell you guys, leave a comment with who you would love to see a guest on our podcast.
Ooh,
like
yes.
we want to know, like let us know so we can reach out to these people and we can have like a whole podcast with them. I think that would be really fun because I think you guys know the best like who you would want to see on here, so like that would be so valuable for us.
Yeah, drop more than one name too, and like if you want to reach for the stars, who knows who we could get into contact with, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, literally.
I mean, not DiCaprio, but
Leo, where are you, baby? Literally, I would honestly interview a lot of different people. Like, there's a lot of people I would love to interview on here. I don't care who it is. If you think it's outer space and you think we can get them, just drop it. Let us know.
And even if you can't think of a specific name, if you can think of like maybe someone in a career field, a type of person that you're interested in hearing from, I think that that's absolutely worthy because I think between the two of us, we could probably come up with somebody who fits into any mold. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm so excited. This is our first episode of the year. And I'm very excited because of the guests that are going to be coming on this year. So I hope you guys are ready because I know you guys have enjoyed us talking, but now you're going to have other people to listen to as well. But let us know. We love you guys.
Welcome to season 2. Yeah. Welcome
Bye,
to season 2.
Bye.
Bye.